to Flory Models daily vlog. Here we are, Wednesday the 22nd July 2015, and quite a busy day for me. Cracking on with the Typhoon. We've been pushing on. This has got the flat coat on now, so now it's ready for sort of post weathering. So a few little things we're going to do on this one. I was going to use oils on it. I think I'm going to do something I haven't done for a while. As you know, I like to mix and match it up when I'm doing my modelling, and we've done a lot with oils recently, and I've shown a lot about that. So actually, I think I'm going to show you on this one is post shading with a very thinned black. Almost, you could use Tamiya smoke as well. Works great on something like this, just to break grey up and make it look a little bit more interesting. Now, obviously, this has had a wash already, as you can see underneath and on the top and everything else like that, so it's really got a bit of texture to it and already sort of faded down and grimed in, so it's not going to need a great deal more. As I said, it's supposed to be a show bird, hence the tail, so what we want to do really is just sort of, you know, give it a little bit more depth into the paintwork and make it pop a little bit more. And as I said, I was going to sort of jump in with oils and go through an oil technique and do all those things about it, but actually I've done that over the last few builds. So I'm thinking with this one, perhaps we'll go the other way, go a little bit old school, and I'm going to show you about actually using perhaps just a standard Tamiya smoke weathering wash right the way over this, freehand it on, and I'll show you the different techniques and type of things you get with it. So that's probably what I'm going to do straight after I've actually filmed this. So by tomorrow, this thing will be weathered. Hopefully we'll have all the veins put on and all the things like that. I've got the weapons fit is over in the spray bay at the moment. That's all been painted, so that's ready to be fitted. As you've probably just seen then, we do have the underside done. So we've actually got the pylons all installed. We've got the fuel tanks installed and everything else like that. I've got the arrestor hook to go on, and then we can just sort of shape these lights. As I say, we've got the lights, so we've got the LED set for this one. So actually we can get the chipset installed, we then can get the actual the battery pack installed, seal it back down, and then it's just going to be a case of actually getting this thing onto its stand acrylic rod and going through the motions like that. So still probably another, it's going to take me to the end of the week to get this one finished, but it is coming along very nicely. Typhoon, to be honest, I haven't done anything to this one today, so she's basically sat as she was yesterday, but as soon as we get this one sort of pushed along a little bit more, I'm going to go into great things about weathering that. I'm going to sand it back to sort of cut it back, so to speak, to scratch it up the surfaces and generally make it look really, really old, because at the moment, because it had a gloss coat on after it's had that sort of the decal fit and all the rest of it, it is looking, as you can see, rather nice and shiny, but unfortunately we don't like nice and shiny here, so we need to cut it back and get it all a little bit more dirty. Thanks for everybody who joined us last night on the actual live show. As I say, there was no Sid, he was a bit busy working last night, so it was just me and Steve. We covered some great topics there, and to be honest, I know I spoke about in the live show about, I know on the vlog on Monday, about the styrenes, I think we elected to call it after last night's, but this is Badger's new primer. To be honest, it worked an absolute treat, and I haven't got it here, it's over there at the moment. But we tested it on a few things and it worked. Everything we threw at it, it worked no problem at all. So what I'm going to do is, instead of doing that thing about over so many days, because quite frankly it worked in 20 minutes, what I thought was going to take a couple of days, I'm actually going to record this tomorrow and do a review on it, because I know I can do a review, 30-minute review. I can tell you everything about this stuff, what it does, what it doesn't. There's not a lot it doesn't, to be honest. It's perfect, just go out and buy it before everybody else does. But this is probably the finest primer. Okay, I'll change that. This is the finest primer that I've ever used. All right, this stuff is absolutely legendary. It just sprays down. It doesn't care how you spray it down. It just goes down. It self-levels. It gives a lovely satin finish. And 20 minutes later, we sanded it, and it was hard as nails. Okay, and it sanded beautifully. But also, primer isn't just about putting paint over the top of it. Primer should get rid of any imperfections on your plastic. We used it over poor Buster, and you've all seen Buster, he looks a mess, and it worked an absolute treat. It covered him and it went to a beautiful silky smooth finish afterwards. So this stuff, Stone Res by Badger, go and grab it now, because as I say, as soon as this review goes up, it'll get the Flory effect and you never find it for love nor money, alright? But as I said, it worked really, really well. The other thing we looked at last night was filters and this stuff, okay? So as you all know, I showed you, just go off and watch the live show. I think it's after we did, if you are interested and you want to watch it, you don't have to watch the entire 2 hours, 20 minutes of the live show. Just watch the first 20 minutes and that will cover the styrene res about that. And then after the first hour, then I talk about this for 10 minutes and I show you, and I did it live, cut it up, got covered, and I show you how to make your own filters for roughly around about 50 pence each, instead of, we worked out 10 quid quid each that you have to buy for, you know, if you're going to buy the genuine articles. This stuff here, when I bought this in early December last year, so the price has jumped up a bit. As I say, admittedly, I paid £50 for 20 meters of this, 1 meter by 20 meters, sorry, 2 meters by 20 meters, but the price has gone up a little bit now, because obviously that was, you know, last year's price. So now I think they're quoting around about £60, £57, £60 for the same thing. So definitely well worth going and having a look at this stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. It works brilliantly in testing. You can see it behind me. I've had it in that booth over there. That's the second filter that I put through that, and it lasts just as long as a genuine one with no ill effects and all the rest of it, and it absolutely works a treat. So that was actually on the live show as well, so you can do that one. So really, that's about it. Tomorrow I've got some great reviews up for you. We're going to actually have, oh, I've moved them now, they're over here. We're actually going to have these two kits up for review. Oh, get them out of a big box of kit reviews. We're actually going to have the Russian KA27 Helix. That's going to be up tomorrow. I'm going to review that in the morning. And then we've actually got the special hobby, which is Reebok's from somebody else who actually made it. I can't remember the name now. The 48 scale Saab Vegan. Okay, so absolutely fantastic. So as I say, I know there's problems with that kit, so I'm going to look at them, and obviously I'll tell you all about them in the review as we make our way through. So that's about it for this week, today even. Hopefully, as I say, we're going to get this one cracked on very nicely tomorrow, and then we'll hopefully get it displayed up in flight and everything else. So great reviews coming for tomorrow, and I'll do the Star and Res as well, and I'll show you all about that, and that'll be up on tomorrow's show. So that's it for us today, and we'll catch you tomorrow.